which is lit this afternoon. As a symbol of what this mother has made possible, Jonah pins the Eagle Scout Mother's Pin.
There's two. I've got two. These are for the person I think that benefited me most in my scouting career. Just like I said, I've got two. Sadly, one of those could not be here today. That's Steve Goddard. He is my past scoutmaster, and he's been there from start to end in my scouting career. I'll actually go to his house and award this to him, after he gets back from vacation. So, the other is Chris Lang. Just like Steve, Chris Lang's also been there from beginning to end, except he's been there for most of my Cub Scouting career. And he's always been the guiding figure of the Eagle Scout in the background. So.
Jonah, I'd like to present to you the certificate for Eagle Scout. Congratulations. Also, you've seen this before the library. This was the application. It is the original. That is yours. And on behalf of the troop would like to present you the gift. I'd like to present to you all Jonah Pfeiffer, Eagle Scout.
You were part of this thing, so you gotta help me. So, you earned your like 5 years ago?
Yeah, just about.
Just about 5 years ago. At that time, the guy was your Weeblo's den leader. Jeremy was the cub master. We tied your Weeblo's neckerchief, or square knot, to challenge you. I mean, you got your ego to have us come and untie it for you. So. Actually, I should point out. This is the first one I've gotten to untie. Congratulations. Congratulations.
All right, Troop 180 has one more tradition. Troop 180 has a notebook. It's a little tattered, a little worn, but when the boy makes star, he gets to sign the book. This dates back to 2001. When he makes life, he again gets to sign the book. This dates back to 1993. And when he makes Eagle, every scout since 1997 has signed the book. So at this time, I'm going to ask Jonah, you okay? If he would sign the book. So now, it is customary when a boy makes Eagle that he receives letters from prominent people. And at this time, I'd like to read a few of those. This one is from U.S. Representative Andy Barr. It says, "Dear Jonah, congratulations on earning the rank of Eagle. I am confident that you have learned important skills which will help make you a better citizen, friend, and leader throughout your life. I also want to thank you for your commitment to improving yourself and your community through the Eagle Project. The Boy Scouts of America has proven to be a great program for young American men over the past century, and I am proud that one of its founding members, Daniel Beard, spent his formative years living in Covington, Kentucky. I am honored and privileged to be able to support the Boy Scouts through my service on the advisory board of the Bluegrass Council, which represents scouts from 55 counties across the Commonwealth. I look forward to hearing about the great contributions from scouts like you across Kentucky. I encourage you to always reach out to any office if there is ever anything I can do to assist you. Thank you for your service, and again, congratulations as your newly earned rank." This one is from Senator Rand Paul. It says, "Dear Jonah, congratulations on obtaining the rank of Eagle Scout. Receiving this distinguished award is not only reflective of your personal dedication to excellence, but also to your caring for your community and the Commonwealth. As a former Boy Scout, I have the utmost respect for those who achieve this great honor. I commend you for your accomplishment and thank you for being such a fine example to the youth in our state. Your hard work has earned you an honor which few people achieve, and you should be proud. Sincerely, Senator Rand Paul." This one is from the Mayor of Lancaster, Chris Davis. It says, "Dear Mr. Pfeiffer, I am pleased to have this opportunity to congratulate you on attaining the rank of Eagle Scout through Troop 180 in Lancaster. Jonah, you deserve the recognition for this important accomplishment while dedicating hard work to achieve this. You became more involved in our community as well as became a strong leader. The skills you have learned and obtained through your journey as a scout will prepare you for your life ahead and the triumphs you will achieve. Again, it is with great honor that I congratulate you on your distinguished award. Please continue your great work ethic and willingness to be involved in the community as your experiences and accomplishments will be desired by your peers, constituents, and family as you grow older. Respectfully, Chris Davis, Mayor, City of Lancaster." I have one last letter I'd like to read. It takes 12 weeks to get this letter, so I don't actually have the letter yet, but it's been sent off for. But I have a copy of the letter. This is from Mike Rowe. It says, "Dear Jonah, back in 1977, I got a letter from the President of the United States, congratulating me on becoming an Eagle Scout. It was printed on thick, creamy paper and had the presidential seal stamped on the bottom right next to Gerald Ford's name. Impressive. However, as I studied the president's photocopied signature and considered the fact that I had never even met the man, I came to the conclusion that I was holding a form letter. Don't get me wrong, it was a nice gesture, but I decided then and there that if I ever found myself in the position of sending out hundreds of identical letters to Eagle Scouts everywhere, I wouldn't pretend to fool them into thinking they had received a heartfelt expression of unique sentiment. After all, a scout is trustworthy. Whether he goes on to become the President of the United States or the host of a show on the cable television, which is why I am compelled to admit that I did not write this letter specifically for you. I disclose this deliberately in the hope that doing so will imbue my well wishes with a measure of credibility greater than those of any former president. And even though many Eagle Scouts have received this exact letter, you will notice that I have taken the time to write your name in the blanks. Having said all that, Jonah, I will now offer my sincere congratulations for what you've achieved. As you may have heard, the Eagle Award is kind of a big deal. Most of the guys in the old troop bailed out around star or first class. You stuck it out, and that makes you special. But don't get cocky, Jonah. Contrary to what many have told you, this award will not change the way the world looks at you. Sorry, but it's true. The vast majority of people you're going to meet in your life aren't going to care about what you've accomplished in the Boy Scouts. And you know what? That's fine. Because while others may benefit from being around the type of adult you might become, the only person that will ever be truly affected by what you have accomplished is you. Remember this always. The Eagle Award comes with no magic power of influence. It's merely a reminder that you have succeeded in one area where most others have failed. That could be the start of a very positive pattern, or it could be something else. I knew a guy who got his eagle a couple of years before me. His chest literally puffed up and never returned to its normal size. He started walking around like we owed him a living. His dad got him into a decent school, and when he finally graduated, he actually carried his degree in his pocket. Took it to the job interviews and showed it around like it was the first merit badge. Today, he is a miserable, pompous, pain in the butt with no friends. 2 ex-wives and a job he hates. Always complaining about this or that. He still has an old football trophy on his mantle next to his diploma and an identical copy of that same form letter from Gerald Ford framed on his desk, congratulating him for something he did 30 years ago. Don't be that guy. Don't wait for the world to acknowledge your accomplishments. By all means, take pride in what you've done, but don't let it go to your head. When you're finished with scouting, donate your uniform to the Salvation Army, fold up your sash, and stow it away somewhere private with all the other tokens of what you've done so far. Then roll up your sleeves, get out in the world, and put what you've learned to use. Live the Scout law, remember the Scout oath. Be unique, and don't forget to have fun. Otherwise, Jonah, you will wind up like most everybody else. Just a human. So, I've seen that letter many times that other Eagle Scouts have had, You can request it from Mike Rowe, and he tells you right when you send the request, it takes 12 weeks to get the letter from him. But that's not why I did it. I like what the letter says, because it's not just a form letter. And the way it is he sends every scout the exact same letter, but it doesn't say what most letters say, like the three you heard me read before that one, and that's why I saved that one for last. At this time, I would like to ask our special guests to come forward.
Since the early times of man, the eagle has been honored and worshipped. Man has recognized the eagle for its strength, its grace, and its beauty. Man has placed the eagle upon his flag, at the head of his armies. He has made it the symbol of his country, himself, and even his God. The eagle was very important to the Native Americans, to all the tribes of our country. And it was always in a place of reverence and honor that it is held. Warriors and women of the clans and the societies of the tribes earned their feathers. They did not just go out and collect them themselves. Tribes from the beginning of time have had societies within them, clans. Some were for strength, some were for intelligence, some were for honor. And it is so in this tradition that we are honored to be here tonight to recognize Jonah. I have brought with me 2 members of the Eagle Society to present you with your own eagle feather. Symbolism has long been a part of the Boy Scout program and the Native Americans. And so, tonight, I ask that the members of society present the feather to Jonah, and if you will hold it up for all to see, they'll explain the meaning and tradition behind this feather.
At its base is a rosette, a circle that has no beginning or end. Just as you are now an Eagle Scout, you will always be an eagle. In its center is a leather fob with the symbol of your rank on it. Hanging from the fob are 15 beads, 12 that represent the 12 points of the Scout Law, and 3 that represent 3 duties of a Scout. These are the scouting values that have guided you on your scouting trail to the rank of Eagle, and will continue to guide you throughout your life. The rosette is made of red, white, and blue feathers. These are the colors of your rank and country. Red is for patriotism and your duty to your country. White is for purity of heart and your duty to God. And blue is for loyalty, your duty to others and yourself.
The feather represents you and rises from the rosette base, just as the meaning of the rosette is the base of your scouting trail. The shaft of the feather is straight and true, just as your scouting trail has been so far, and will continue to be as long as you remember your base. The yellow feather at the top represents the sun and the inner light that burns inside you from your scouting experience. The light that lit your scouting trail and will continue to light your trail throughout your life. Never let this light grow dark.
Jonah, we ask that you keep this feather with you wherever life takes you. Hang it on your wall. May it always remind you of your values as a scout and the trail that led you to your rank of eagle.
So first off, I'd like to thank everyone for being here today. The parents and the leaders of Troop 180. You're the backbone of the troop. Without you guys, the troop's nothing. I'd like to thank the church congregation. You guys have done a lot for me. You guys raised me pretty much, so I thank you. Lastly, I thank all my family for being here. Thank you guys. Through thick and thin, you guys are always able to be there for me. Thank you. So it is not what you learn in Scouts that is important. It is how you apply what you learn. In Scouts, we are taught to live by the Scout oath and law, the same one we recite every meeting, and the same one we memorize by heart. From the beginning of his scouting career, the Scout is challenged to live by the Scout oath and law in his everyday life, no matter how strenuous it can be. In public, many people can tell a lot about you by the way you act, by the way you look, and by your morals in general. Being a Scout is more than wearing a uniform or going camping. It is through the individual Scout that a man's vision is represented. The same vision in which the Scouting movement started in 1908 by a man named Lord Baden-Powell. He left a footprint that can not go unnoticed into society. It is said statistically only 4 out of 100 boys will make Eagle. I won't try to exaggerate the importance of being an Eagle Scout, but I will agree that it is no easy task for sure. Almost 8 years ago, I started my scouting career in Pac 180. Like any other young Scout, I knew what I wanted to be was an Eagle, to achieve that final rank. As more time passes, the obstacles occur in the way, and sometimes it may seem hard to, the achievement may be hard to see.